Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the actual truth about demonic people in this world. There's vampires, werewolves, there's reptilian race, there's a lot of serpent seed that's out here that you should not get involved with. But I'm going to talk about the vampires. I'm going to clarify on what Mercy said in his video about seeing visions about vampires. So I want to let everyone know this stuff is going down in New Orleans. So I'm going to show you a video about that. And this is on TikTok, by the way. Okay.
Talking about real vampires in New Orleans. They're talking about real vampires in New Orleans. Do I think that they are real? Well, my name is Rachel. I'm from New Orleans. I'd like to be the first to tell you that not only are they real, but I was personally abused and manipulated in a New Orleans vampire cult. Are the actual immortal blood-sucking creatures from literature real? I don't know. But what is real might actually be worse. New Orleans has always had a prominent vampire culture, ranging from casual Anne Rice fans to full-on sanguine cults. And one of the most well-known vampire groups in New Orleans is an absolute machine for narcissistic, emotional, sexual, and financial abuse. You may recognize this, but you may not be familiar with Father Sebastian, the man behind the saber-tooth cult / endless night vampire balls that took place in New Orleans and other cities around the country. As a young autistic person, I found myself drawn to the goth community, looking for individuals with shared interests. I unfortunately fell for Father Sebastian's manipulative tactics and became exposed to some of the disturbing practices that take place in
Didn't do that.
misogynistic rituals and claims of sexual vampires. Unfortunately, I was groomed into his inner
Okay.
circle.
The reason why I'm undoing that because she's still involved with a cult. Yeah, even though she is talking about getting involved with Father Sebastian. I'm going to show you what he looks like in a minute. But even though she's talking about being in this cult, she's talking about wanting to belong. Okay. One thing that I noticed about her, she's talking about wanting to belong where she thinks she fits in. Evidently, she's into that witch cult type stuff. Okay. And now, if you go on her channel, you will see that. Okay. Rachel, you will see she has some dark stuff on her channel. And she looks like she's in that cult. Okay. She still looks like she's part of the cult. So, of course, she's going to be deceived because you are in a cult yourself looking to fit in another cult. I mean, obviously, you just get deceived left from right. So, that's why he was probably good. Probably the best way I could say this was willing to abuse her. Okay, because she practically agreed to the cult. Okay, she's going to say that he abused her, yeah, but she agreed to it. You know, you have to agree with Satan to be part of a cult. So I'm gonna let you see what she said a little bit, and then I'm gonna show you what her whole page looked like.
Sexual advances, breadcrumbing, love bombing, and other narcissistic abuse tactics. Some of the abuse and downright bigotry I witnessed included things like him telling me about these dinner parties that he had, wherein if you were invited, you had to have sex. It wasn't an option to say no. And him telling my indigenous ex-husband and my indigenous children how indigenous people deserve to be colonized because they were uncivilized. There are countless other examples of racism and misogyny that I could recount probably in other videos on their own. Now, I know I'm just one person, but there's been many allegations of sexual abuse and other things against Father Sebastian over the last 30 years. And the response has always been to double down and try and discredit anyone who speaks out. When I began to realize the degree of absolutely heinous behavior that was normalized in Father Sebastian's cult, I reached out to other women who were involved and quickly realized that I wasn't alone in my experiences. When I tried to walk away from this, once I figured out who he was and what was going on to its extent, I was threatened, and another one of his inner circle, my now former business partner, tried to sabotage my small business. There's a lot that could be said, and I'm more than open to answering any questions and describing more of this in detail in other videos if anyone wants to hear it. Like I said, many of his victims have tried to come forward in the past, and they're almost always silenced by his sycophantic followers. Again, I can't speak to whether mythical vampires walk these streets, but the fake ones, complete with comically sinister fake names, are just as predatory and have a talent for manipulating and abusing and grooming women who are just looking for a place to belong. I am speaking about this now because I know that it has continued to happen, and I cannot live with myself knowing that if I stayed silent, he could continue to hurt other people. Have you seen the
Okay,
videos on here
now let's
talking
go
about
to the
real
channel.
vampires?
Look how deep she's in the cult. Okay, New Orleans native. This is what goes down in New Orleans, people. Okay, they are deep in that voodoo mess, and I think she has a snake, also. Okay, she's into that gothic stuff, deep into the cult. Look at that vampire and all that. You can see. Is that a Santana pentagram right there? No, it say Silent Hill. It say vampire or something there. Vampire. See, cosmetics. Yeah, she's deep in that. Okay, vampire cosmetics lawsuit. Vampire. She's still in the cult, y'all, you guys. Okay, but she's right about the occult. So let's go to what Father Sebastian looked like. Okay, so you can see. Let's see if this is it. Go to what he looks like. I know I had it. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna have to go and put this. Ah, man. Father Sebastian. Thought I had it all on there. Sebastian. Here we go. That's him. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to images. That's what he is. Look at him. Vampire. He's a vampire from New Orleans. Okay. This is what she's talking about. They have their vampire balls and parties. As you can see, he's doing these devil horns. This is what happens in New Orleans and any other vampire cult that's around. Yeah, these are real vampires. Okay. Now, let me show you something else too that they got in New Orleans. Because people don't believe this stuff is real, but it's pretty much real in New Orleans. Pretty much. Okay, vampire bars in New Orleans. Again, New Orleans Cafe, vampire. Now, what I do notice, let's go into what I'm about to show you. Okay. They like to serve burgers. I wouldn't eat none of that stuff. I'm being honest with you on this. I wouldn't eat none of that crap. Because who knows if it's human, huh? So, what the other thing they serve is like blood-looking bags. Blood bags. Like that. People drink from these blood bags. And that's actually blood, you guys. Okay, that's not wine. Okay. But I'm letting you see what goes down in New Orleans. Of course, we got Voodoo. I'm going to show y'all that too. Marie Laveau. Okay. But let me show you some more. I mean, this is all on Bourbon Street and stuff. You know, look at this. Dungeon. That's a vampire. They talk about vampire drinks. Gothic vampire. This is a vampire restaurant. They all do that vampire stuff in New Orleans. Have blood bags. You drinking from it. You drinking actually blood. Okay. Don't think that's wine. It's not. Okay. But this is vampire bars. Pretty much. Voodoo Lounge, French Quarter. Okay. You get the gist. Right? Now I'm going to put Marie Laveau. Okay. Marie Laveau. Right here, that's on Bourbon Street. Marie Laveau House of Voodoo. See? This is pretty much prevalent in New Orleans. Now, watch what I show you about this guy. What he says. Now, I talked to this guy. He's into witchcraft himself. I think he said he loved witches. He don't like Jesus Christ himself.
Have you seen the video?
So, I'm going to show you that too.
Give y'all the warning before you come to the city of New Orleans for Mardi Gras, you hear me? Everything is sectioned off. Don't be all back there in Bourbon, French Quarters, looking for something, and then you run into something else, you hear me? Because that's how it is in the city. You got witches over here, we got your vampires over there, you got your werewolves over there, rainbows over there, this over here, you heard me? Like, everything is sectioned off, so it's a place of culture, baby. Don't come over there and you thinking you just about to be dancing, you heard me, drinking your little drink, you heard me, and then next thing you know, you run into something crazy. You better be aware, baby. It's like vortexes down there. Quantum physics is happening down there. You go in one spot and you wound up in the other, you heard me? Mirror dimensions is happening down there. Be careful, bro. Stop thinking everything is cute and...
Okay. Yeah. He's definitely... He definitely loved witches too. He blocked me from... Now, he's telling people to warn about witches, but yet he say he loved witches. Make it make sense, okay? So, he also blocked me because I mentioned Jesus Christ, okay? Now, how you gonna warn somebody about witchcraft and all that stuff, yet you don't like Jesus Christ? That means you part of the gist. You want to be a witch, either you a witch yourself, part of the cult yourself, yada, yada, yada. But yet you warning against this stuff, but you don't like Jesus Christ. Make it make sense, right? But this is what happens in New Orleans, and there's other places that's happening. I think New Orleans ain't the only place, right? But you got your werewolves, you got your vampires. All the locals know about it. Yeah. So I'm doing a video on that to let y'all see that this mess is happening. Be careful who you get involved with. Be careful who you marry. Okay. It's a lot of satanic marriages. I think I'm gonna do that in my next video too. Satanic relationships. This is where murder comes in at. I mean, you marrying devils, getting involved with devils, you know. Yeah. Murder gonna be definitely involved in that relationship because there's no Jesus Christ involved with that. None. Okay. But I wanted to clarify that and show y'all that this stuff is happening. Okay, and I was showing that to Mercy because he said he saw the visions of it, which I believe he did, because God does reveal things to the chosen, and we chosen get the message, and those visions be totally real. They vividly clear real, like we dare. So yeah, these vampires are real, werewolves are real, witches are real, all of it is real, because we have a spiritual warfare going on. Demons are down here. Angels of light are fighting against them, per se. Okay? So people, serve this word here. Continue to believe in Jesus Christ. And don't go serving no other idols. Do not go mix with these demonic people that they say. And don't do none of that. Okay? Don't get involved with the cult like that girl. Okay? And I don't think that wasn't a girl. I think it said his or she on her page. I think it could be a tranny, you know, transgendered. Try to be a woman. You know how cult members are. They want to be something they not. But that's how you get the gist with these people. Okay? So yeah, this stuff is real. This stuff is not good to be with. Okay? So serve this word here, people. Jesus Christ is God.